This crinkle cake recipe became wildly popular for a reason. My version is completely vegan and it's super easy to make. To make our crinkle cake, we are using Phyllo Dough. Now, if you're not used to using Phyllo Dough, don't let this scare you off. This is the most forgiving of the Phyllo Dough recipes. And if you don't know where to find it, it's easy to find in the freezer section of your grocery store, near the puff pastry and the whipped cream and those kinds of things. So it comes in a roll like this. And we're just going to open up our package. And as you can see, it's super, super thin and almost like paper. So let's put this to the side. And the way I like to work with Phyllo Dough is to cover it with a damp cloth while we are working with it so it doesn't dry out. I've got my oven at 350. So I've got 2 sheets of Phyllo Dough, and as you can see, they're tearing, but don't worry, it's fine. Now I'm going to just brush mine with some butter. Now we just need to crinkle up our dough, and as you can see, it doesn't matter if there's a few tears or the edges aren't quite right, because these crinkles are what makes it pretty. And make sure you line your pan with parchment paper so that it doesn't stick and it's easy to pull out of the pan. Now we just need to grab 2 more sheets of Phyllo Dough, and then we're going to do this on repeat until we fill our pan. When you're brushing your Phyllo Dough, you want to make sure you get the edges, but you don't need to worry too much about getting every single piece of it covered with the butter. In the original recipe, I think they used 2 sticks of butter that they poured over the top, and that just seemed excessive to me, and it also came out a little greasy. This way, it doesn't come out greasy, and it has all that great crisp and flavor that you like. Now we're back to the fun part of crinkling this dough, and I like this because you don't have to be super precise with it, and it always comes out looking good no matter how you do it. You can even wad this up and stick it in the pan, and it still comes out looking beautiful. So go ahead and place it into your pan, and grab 2 more sheets of the Phyllo Dough, and butter those up, and crinkle again, and put it back in the pan. This recipe never fails to impress people. I've made it several times, and every time I do, people are super excited about it. They're surprised that it's vegan, and they just love the flavor of it. So make sure you give this a try for your spring brunch. I love it so much. That's it. Our pan is full, and it already looks pretty. You can brush a little bit more butter over the top if you think you need it. I'm going to put this in the oven for about 10 minutes until it's crispy, and then we'll add our custard. While that's in the oven, we have plenty of time to mix up our custard. So for the custard, we are using silken tofu instead of the egg. And if you can't find this, this is extra firm silken tofu. It's usually in the international aisle of your grocery store on the bottom shelf. If you can't find it there, you can always order it online, or you can get it from an Asian market or something. And we're just going to put our whole package of tofu in. And then from there, we're adding in some sugar. You can use regular sugar, or you can use a cane juice crystal, which is a little less refined. I've got some cornstarch. If you need the whole recipe, the ingredients are in the description box below. And then there's some salt. And this is a vanilla pudding, so we're adding in some vanilla. And I'm adding in some milk. Now this is a mixture of almond milk and coconut milk. I like to use a little bit of coconut milk for the richness. It gives a nice rich flavor like you would with a whole milk. But if you use all coconut milk, it's going to have a real coconutty taste, and we want vanilla. So the instructions are in the description box below. That's all we need for the custard. Let's blend it up. So here's our custard. It looks a little bit thin right now, but don't worry, it will thicken up nicely when you cook it. So it's out of the oven. It's time to pour our custard over the top. You'll want to pour this slowly over the top so that the custard sinks down into those cracks. Make sure you get it in all the corners, but you also want to be careful that you don't overfill it. In this one, you'll see that you don't see the crinkles, and I overfilled it. I got distracted. You'll see I made another one at the end, and you can see how it should look with the crinkles showing. Now we're going to add some blueberries. You can use any fresh fruit that you want to use or frozen, but I live in Michigan and it's winter time, so I am using frozen blueberries that we picked over the summer. You want to kind of tuck the blueberries into the custard a little bit, or into the folds of the crinkle. Okay, this goes back in the oven for another 40 minutes. Do you see what I did? I committed the first cardinal sin of crinkle cakes. And I wanted to show you so you don't make the same mistake I did. I quick made another one while these were in the oven. That is what my crinkle cake is supposed to look like. Doesn't that look great? It needs to cool off before we can eat it. It's actually best at room temperature. So here's the first one that's a little overfilled. Whoops, the edge is stuck. Let's quick take a knife along the edges so it comes out a little easier. That's another reason we put the parchment paper in, so that it comes out of the pan easier. You can cut it in the pan if you want to, but it's prettier if you take it out and put it on a tray. It's still very crispy on the bottom and custardy on the top. This really is an impressive brunch recipe. You need to give it a try. So good.